told you that your brain isn't pink or blue. It's tie-dye and holographic and refuses to be boxed in. Heard it? Men's brains are just wired differently. Women are naturally more emotional. Male brains are just better at logic. Heard this your whole life, right? Maybe you've even said it. The problem, it's not true. And I have the receipts. I'm about to take you through the actual neuroscience on sex and the brain, not the pop science version you get from people selling books and brain scans. Peer-reviewed research actually shows. Let's break some myths. Myth 1, there's 2 types of brains. Male brain, female brain, 2 categories. You're done. Neuroscientist Daphna Joel scanned over 1,400 brains. I know how many fit into all male and all female patterns? 6%. Not 60%, 6%. The other 94% was a mosaic. Features that are supposedly male typical and female typical. Brains have a mix of both, plus a whole lot that's just you. Brains don't come in pink or blue. They come in about 7 billion custom editions. Myth number 2. Superiority. Men have bigger brains, so obviously. Yes, men's brains are about 11% larger on average, but you know what else has a bigger brain than a human? An elephant. And the last time I checked, elephants weren't running Fortune 500 companies. Here's what matters. When you control for body size, because bigger people tend to have bigger everything, that difference mostly disappears. When it doesn't, size doesn't correlate with intelligence, empathy, creativity, or literally any cognitive ability that matters. In the end, bigger just means bigger. Myth 3, brain scans don't lie. Or do they? Oh, he loves to show colorful brain scans and say, look, women's brains light up more, men's brains are more focused. It sounds scientific, right? Here's what those brain scans actually show. Flow patterns at one particular moment in time. Patterns change based on what you're thinking about, whether you're stressed, where your hormone levels are that day, whether you've had a cup of coffee, what you've practiced doing with your brain. Brain activity isn't a destiny. It's a snapshot of what you're thinking about right now, and it changes constantly. Oh, and those huge differences between male and female brains, researchers like Lise Eliot actually crunched the numbers across thousands of studies. Sex differences account for less than 1% of brain variance. 1%. The 99% is individual variation, life experience, and everything else that makes you. 4. Women are wired for empathy and men are wired for logic and risk-taking. Okay, here's the thing about wiring. Your brain rewires itself constantly. It's called neuroplasticity, and it's one of the most well-established facts in modern neuroscience. Give girls more practice with spatial tasks. Male typical spatial tasks improve dramatically. Encourage boys to talk about their feelings and practice empathy. And guess what improves? The brain you have at 40 is not the brain you were born with. The brain you built through experience, practice, culture, and choice. Where it gets unfair. Remember that Ginger Rogers quote, I did everything Fred Astaire did, but backwards and in high heels? That's what's happening with brain science. Women aren't worse at spatial reasoning, math, or leadership because of their brain. Doing it while navigating a world that's been telling them since birth that they're not supposed to be good at it. Want to see what happens when you remove the high heels? What's happened over the last 50 years as opportunities have opened up? Gender gaps in math, science, and spatial skills have been closing. It's not because our brains have evolved, it's because society changed. Let's be clear, these myths don't just hurt women. Telling men they're wired to be emotionally distant and that empathy and nurturing aren't for them, that's not biology, it's cruelty. Men absolutely have the capacity to feel deeply, nurture, cry at movies, show up for people that they love. And you spend a lifetime being told that emotions aren't your thing. You're not discovering your brain's limits, you're learning to shut down parts of yourself. These stories about hardwired differences are bad science, and they're bad for everyone. No one wins when we use biology as an excuse to keep people small. Why do we keep pushing this male-female brain story? Because it's simple, it's clean, and lets you explain complicated behavior with a neat little binary. But real brains aren't that simple, and when you try to force them into boxes, you're limiting what people can do or be. Let me leave you with this. There is no region of the brain where a scientist can look and say, ah, yes, this is a male brain, this is a female brain. The biggest predictors on how your brain develops is what you do, what you practice, and what you believe about yourself. Culture, opportunity, experiences matter infinitely more than your chromosomes. The next time someone tries to tell you that men and women are wired differently, hit them with the facts. Most brains are mosaic. Plasticity rules, and the science is not on their side. I'm Christina, and this is your myth-busting neuroscience of the week.